Heusler, the cleanest rapper, distinguished gentleman. Crooks a castle on his back, made backer. Exotic lady, eye catcher, holla at ya. Call me the chiropractor, working like Muay Thai class, get pressed spire out ya. And of course, I've been the boss since back when, rockin' D-boy, feel-out velour in a 190 black Benz.
Guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. Today we're going to take a look at a fragrance from the house of Reyane. This one is called Insurrection Pure. Many, and I mean many of you out there, I'm sure, have heard about this one. A couple years ago, the hype train was on full steam in regards to this one. It was looked at as the Aventus killer, and so we'll get into all that in this video. First up, as far as Reyane goes, not much information out there about this house. I've looked pretty hard and there just isn't much. It's definitely a French house that goes back to 2001. The nose for the house is a woman named Nigella Barber, who has a pretty rich resume, including having done Dune for Christian Dior and Napoli for Vuitton. I'm unclear as to if she has done every scent for Reyane or just a few mentioned on her Fragrantica page. The house has about 40 fragrances in their collection, so they're pretty deep in the game. I didn't hear a word about this house until a couple of years ago when the videos started coming fast and furious about how it was the real deal Aventus killer and people were hoarding bottles and jacking the price up. Eventually I did grab a bottle and I was pretty impressed. So I also wound up purchasing Insurrection Wild and Insurrection Dark. For me, Dark is a clone of Spice Bomb and Wild is a clone of Pure Havane. The only thing that I've smelled from them otherwise is the original Insurrection, and one of my employees actually had a bottle of this. He keeps it on his desk. He hates it. He just sprays it in the bathroom when he makes the bathroom smell. I also don't like that one. I just don't like it. I got my bottle of this from Fragrance X. I paid $22 for 100 ml. It was a 2013 release, and the notes on it are cassis, bergamot, apple, and pineapple at the top, birch, jasmine, and patchouli in the middle, oak moss, musk, amber, and vanilla in the middle, and the base. You should probably be able to find this one online pretty easily, and I would say the ceiling you should pay for this one's about 30 bucks. I think it only comes in one size, that's 100 ml EDT. They nailed the presentation here. You have Insurrection on the side, Pure there, house information on the back, and you have a slot that pulls out. The bottle sits beautifully in this foam insert, and it actually has this under it, so you could just pull that out to get the bottle out. And the box, I have to say, is of good build quality. It's very solid cardboard. The bottle is heavy. It has a plate down the spine that reads Insurrection 2. Doesn't say Pure. No sticker on the bottom. Heavy engraved cap for man. Paris, and the cap is heavy and the atomizer is really good. You can control your sprays. You can get sort of little half sprays with it, and I just think it's a really nice shape. There's Insurrection there, and when you line them all up together, dark and wild, it happens to look really nice. So they really did a good job with the presentation here. Actually, it's probably better than Creed's presentation, to be honest. Well, for me, this one is a lot like Aventus. I would say it's more like the fruitier batches. The bottle of Aventus that I own is really hardcore birchwood. This one's really well balanced, but there's definitely a nice punch of citrus, and the opening is going to give you that nice combination of apple, pineapple, and bergamot. Now, Creed, rightfully so, is probably spending more money on their materials, so Aventus is way more natural. This one, for me, has a really synthetic vibe, but they're really close at the top. You know, the middle even pretty much stays the same. Both are very vanillic in their middle stages. The real departure between the two, for me, is in the dry down. In the Aventus, the dry down quality really shines. I get a little touch of amber, a little bit of leather, like a suede note. This one is more, I want to say, metallic. It has like a really screechingly synthetic metallic vibe, and it's a vanilla base as well, with metal, almost like a vanilla-y metal. I want to say that I don't think people with delicate noses are going to be able to tell the difference. These are close enough to fool 95% of the world. It's sort of like the difference between a Swiss manufactured fake Rolex versus a Chinese manufactured Rolex. The Chinese pieces of shit, any idiot could tell you just by feeling the weight or looking at the sweep of the hand that's a Fugazi watch. But the ones that are made in Switzerland with ETA movements, you might need someone like Watchbuster on Instagram to figure out that those aren't the real deal. As far as your performance on this one, pretty good. Not Aventus. You know, I don't, and I might catch shit for this, but I don't think Aventus is the beast on my skin that it is for other people. It's not a poorly performing scent, but it doesn't beast for me. No creeds really do, and this one doesn't even perform up to par as Aventus does. You'll get solid longevity out of this, but for me, it doesn't project that well, and it doesn't leave good sillage. Just very average in those departments. I think this sort of scent is tailor-made for men, and it does work in every single season and every single circumstance, which is part of the genius of Aventus. I love their wearing Aventus to work with a suit in warmer months, and when I don't feel like breaking out my bottle of Aventus, because I'm probably at about a quarter left of it right now, I will grab this one. If I had to compare this to other fragrances, Aventus. Of course, also Lomani Spirit Silver, which I don't think I've smelled. Glen Perry Unpredictable Adventure, which is another Aventus clone that I have, and I'll review later. And Fresco LMD was the one that got the Aventus killer train started. I think this is far better than LMD. If someone were trying to talk you into purchasing this fragrance, I think they would tell you that, look, if you cannot afford Aventus, this is a good stand-in. They did better on Creed than presentation, and it's a hell of a versatile scent. I think if someone were trying to tell you to skip this, they tell you save your nickels up, kiddo, and get the real Aventus. It's not Aventus. It's not Aventus. It's not Aventus. As far as Aventus clones go, this one is pretty close, really close. They open up really similarly, but as clones also do, this one fades in the dry down. It is a good scent, but it's not Aventus. They're not using the same materials that Creed used. It cannot match up, and I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10. It smells good. The presentation is awesome, but it is a clone that doesn't perform that well, and you have to understand something for me from the jump. I don't think Aventus is the end-all be-all. I think it's a really good scent, and that's it. So, guys, this is my review of Insurrection Pure by Reyane. If you have any questions on this, please feel free to reach out. We'll be back with more videos next week, guys. You know what it is. My name is Maximilian, and I'm
Train robbing, face covered in stock, and I'm him. Chain gleaming, switching lanes, two-seating, hate him or love him for the same reason.